Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the time travelling toy collector, and today I am back with another video regarding Doctor Who dioramas. And again, it's a diorama produced by Collect and Customise. There's their QR code if you want to track them down. You will get a card like this in any purchase that you make, but yep, Collect and Customise are back. And it's a double option set. I've picked up the 12th Doctor's TARDIS interior diorama. There is also an 11th Doctor's option, which I'm debating getting. Although, to be honest, the 11th Doctor does work perfectly fine with this one. It's just that the coloration of the hexagonal roundels is the more traditional white version, which was seen in the 11th Doctor's iteration of the control room, as opposed to the brown that was used predominantly with our mate the 12th Doctor here. Now again, these are generally speaking a combination of 3D printed and stickered and coloured models. They are arguably very straightforward, but it is something that I think is really good. I think they are well priced. They're well priced in terms of what you're getting. I think the individual standard and the creativity is on a trajectory, and we see that with each new entry into this line. I'm going to move the 12th Doctor out of shot for now, so we can actually focus on what we get here. It comes in two pieces, so there's some minor assembly required, but you literally just press this into place and the tabs are there. It all marries up and it holds really rather well. I think the sticker work on this is particularly fantastic, as is the moulding on this. Now, different people will have different views, and it does come down to, of course, how and where you want to display these. I want to use these as a backdrop to one of my cabinets where I do display my various Doctor Who figures, the ones that are loose. And it provides me with something that breaks up the backdrop, so I can actually then have sort of themed Doctor TARDIS interiors, or themed-ish. Currently, I have it themed around the console collection, but I am looking to sort of switch up how I present some of my collection indoors. So that's one of the reasons that I'm really sort of doubling down on these. So what you get, as I said, is the two portions. That's everything else done. The stickers, etc., are pre-applied, thankfully, because me and stickers, not a thing. But again, it's the level of it's the detailing around some of the structure of the wall that you're getting. Because, yeah, we all know what you're really getting is two bits of plastic. But the way it's been moulded, the way the stickers have been applied, it looks excellent. And I don't know how much better, other than opening doors, you could make this. And opening doors wouldn't really work, because part of the plan is you want it to be at the back of I want it to be at the back of my shelf units, and I want it to not eat into space. So they are very, very streamlined overall, and given that streamlined profile, they achieve quite a bit. So I'm going to tilt it at an angle so you get a real sense of what the different front-facing layers are, because you can. That's where we're playing with space a bit here. So we've got the sort of main supporting back element of the diorama, but then we have some raised areas, which is where we've got this sort of ceiling lighting. We've got these raised areas here, which are a lovely sort of contrast. So we've got the nice sort of matte grey here, but then we've got a much shinier metallic grey here and here and here, with a much darker grey teetering towards black, but it isn't, on the interior of both sides of the doorway of the TARDIS. Then yes, we've got more of those lighting here around the central part of here. Then it's recessed back which is basically where the stickers are. And this is what I really like, is the illusion that is created. Now, I can already imagine what some less impressed people will be writing in the comments. And you know what? If this was a 50-60 quid playset, then I would want a much deeper recess for the door, opening doors, LED, whatever stuff. this isn't that. This doesn't cost this. And also all of that would take up more space. What we have here is this corrugated interior element leading to the doors, which is as it was, you know, that's quite, I know it's smaller, but it is quite screen accurate to what we had. And that goes all the way around the door. And the door is inlaid. So we also have this recess here. So this section is only slightly lifted out, and it's got this wonderful Gallifreyan sticker going around it, but it's in this sort of metallic, reflective metallic stickerage. And we've got, and again, this is a sticker here, but when you're not sure and you get the light on it right, you almost think, oh, is that a 3D, is that box there? No, it's not. It's all flat. It's all flat. So again, that's all flat. So you actually have a recessed position. Should you wish to put one of your figures in the recess, it can fit without it intruding and that causing you a problem. Because if that phone element box was there, you wouldn't be able to put the figure in until about there, which would then restrict the number of other figures. But you can actually have him right up against that sort of doorway. And again, with the right sort of lighting, which I'm not suggesting I'm doing at the moment for the purposes of this video, but for the right sort of lighting at the right angle, you wouldn't necessarily know from a point of perspective that he's not right there. And I love the detail on the sticker, even down to the sort of the bolt at the bottom of the door that's there between old Twelvy's legs. But I think this looks really, really good. It's very lightweight. It feels quite durable. You know, it can give you play opportunities, but it gives you photographic opportunities. And of course, for me, most important of all, it's display opportunities, because that's what I'm after with this, display opportunities. And I think Collect and Customise has done a fantastic job in producing this, and you know, the 11th version, the 11th Doctor's version as well. Now, you've seen it with the figures. I'm going to put this here slightly in front. This is the 12th Doctor's console, the Eagle Moss version. Obviously, this isn't designed to scale with this, but I thought it was fair that you could sort of see how it plays out. But of course, what you can do is you can play with perspective. So depending on how you want to, so I'm just going to move about a little bit here, how you want to present your, if you're going to do photography, there might be ways and means that you do something that gives you a different angle, that allows you to have it, you know, ever so slightly differently framed. I mean, I'm just doing this handheld. I'm not suggesting that this is by any means a perfect representation of what you might want to have. Because again, as I say, I'm very aware that you would need to be worrying about the perspectives, etc., etc. But in the interest of transparency and letting you see how this works, this is how it works. But again, you could also have it, you know, positioned differently, held in shot. Again, there's a whole load of tricks that you can do. If you do photography, you'll know what most of them are. And also you can end up being quite creative and inventive and coming up with your own tricks. You know, find creative ways to solve problems. But I think this looks really great. I think it's a great addition. I'm really, really glad I've got it. And I will be looking to get it up on my shelf as soon as possible. Was there a reason I went for this one over the 11th Doctor? No, there really wasn't. It was just, I thought, well, I'm just going to get one. So I got this one to start with, purely because, and I'm hoping that they stay in stock. But I do think I will get the 11th Doctors as well. Again, I'm also hoping we get an earlier 11th Doctors one at some point from them. And again, you know, that's me putting my order in for an 11th Doctor's version, from where we have the sort of copper TARDIS. I'm not a super fan of the copper TARDIS interior, but we don't have the console yet, and we don't have an interior, and that for me is sort of more uniquely, we spent more time with the 11th Doctor with that sort of set, so I'd like to go back to that for my display purposes. So then 12 can have sort of ownership of this iteration of the TARDIS interior, should that be, you know, what he wants. But he's so grumpy, you know, he could change his mind. He didn't really have many other options, to be fair. But yeah, I really like this. It's very compatible with the sort of character option figures. It's not compatible really with the figurine collection, figurines or consoles, etc. But it doesn't purport to be. I just wanted to show you that figurine, the console figurine, just to give you a sense of scale and proportionality. Do I recommend it? I can't not recommend it, because, you know, I've chosen to buy it because it's going to suit my collection and the way I'm laying it out. It really it sounds a bit like a cliche, or a bit of a like I'm avoiding the answer. I don't know whether it will suit everybody. I imagine it won't. I imagine there'll be some people who will want more from it than is reasonable to expect, and that's just the nature of life. But in terms of how some people will want their displays to look like, this might not be for you. But if you want something that provides you with a backdrop where you can put 1, 2, 3, probably about 5 figures on there, you could do toy photography with it, again with a bit of perspective and lighting deployed to make it really effective, then yes, this could very much be for you, as it is for me. So I do recommend it, but I recommend it on the basis that you go into it knowing what you're getting, like I've just been showing you here, and making sure that that is compatible with how you want to display your figures, and how you want your collection to look, and go in with reasonable expectations. But that said, I've had really good communication with Collect and Customise via Instagram, and also through their shop on eBay, which you can access here. So absolutely, get in touch if you want anything clarified. Get in touch with them, as I'm sure they'll be very happy and helpful, and keen to give you the answers you're looking for. So let me know down below in the comments if this is something that will interest you. If it isn't, let me know why. But again, please be constructive and positive in why you're not going to go for it, because again, this is what somebody does because they enjoy it. They put these together because they enjoy doing it, because they enjoy the creativity related to making it. So I'm not interested in us tearing them down, and anyone that seems to be veering towards tearing them down will probably get removed. But if you've got constructive observations to make, then you know they may even find that valuable. So I do welcome a healthy discourse, but as long as it stays healthy. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me for the last 12 or so minutes, which is of course ironic. I've been the Triple TC, that's a time traveling toy collector. You've been a fantastic companion on this exploration of this diorama. If you haven't already, please do drop a like to the video, and why not, while you're at it, drop a completely free subscription to the channel so you never miss a future video, which may be about Doctor Who, but it could be about any number of other things as well. So stick around so you don't miss a single trick. On that note, it just remains for me to say that I very much look forward to seeing you in a future, or of course in a past video, and that things of beauty really are toys, or toy compatible forever. Bye bye for now.